John Jones did it. And then John's on the phone with the cops, and apparently, allegedly, he threatened the cops when he was on the phone, which is not good.
Yeah, not good.
And he's already got a history of running from accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he gets, whatever that is, I hope that he figures it out, you know?
Yeah, I hope so too, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, some people, they like riding the lightning, bro.
He liked riding that lightning.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that made him so good.
UFC champion John Jones is out of the fight game and back in legal trouble. Just days after announcing his retirement, Jones is facing new criminal charges, accused of running a red light and plowing into another car. But as News 13's Jessica Garate reports, when police showed up, it wasn't Jones they found at the scene.
It's the middle of the night when first responders check out a woman sitting in a crashed sedan. Right away, they learn
she says she has no pants.
After John Jones's messages were leaked recently, showing him getting angry with someone over a heated argument that seemed to be about his behavior, Joe Rogan has now talked about the long-standing problems that the former UFC champion still has outside of fighting. Rogan has talked about Jones many times in his career and thinks that Jones needs to stop acting this way if he wants to keep what's left of his reputation and personal life. Even though Jones or his team haven't responded to the messages that have been made public, they have come at a time when his profile is already getting a lot of attention.
2012, Tristan, this guy has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 arrests, bro. 7! And you guys out there want to call him the greatest of all time. Let me run down his track record for you. DUI crash with a Bentley in 2012. He was arrested for a misdemeanor, fine, and his license suspended. Felony hit and run in 2015.
John Jones has said that he is leaving the UFC. That news came out the same night that Tom Aspinall was named the new undisputed heavyweight king by UFC President Dana White. At first, it looked like a smooth change that marked the end of an important career. But a few days later, records from the Bernalillo County Metropolitan Court showed that Jones had been charged with leaving the scene of an accident in February. He has a bond court hearing on July 24th. The timing sparked concerns not only about the incident, but also about how long this case had been unfolding behind the scenes. According to court filings and reporting from the Albuquerque Journal, a police officer responding to a crash earlier this year found a lady in the vehicle's passenger seat. She wasn't fully dressed and looked to be severely impaired. The woman informed the responding officer that John Jones had driven the automobile before the accident and had fled the site. She later told authorities that she had been to Jones' house and had consumed drugs with him. She remembered that she had to change clothes, and then she remembered being at the crash site.
Got the Hall of Fame tonight, and then you're gonna put me on this by walking down the street. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you so much. What's your name? Say your name publicly. Say it. Officer Nerd getting elected into the Hall of Fame, and now this is what I got. What did I do? What did I do? I hate you. I hate you.
At some point during the event, the woman called Jones from the collision site. A police service assistant spoke with the man who answered the phone. The aide later said that the man refused to confirm his identity and made remarks that raised concerns. According to court papers cited by the Journal, the man was evasive and threatening throughout the conversation. Law officials assumed the man on the other end of the phone call was Jones himself. These statements led officers to request backup. While still on the site,
well, you're lucky you're not going to jail tonight for reckless driving.
For reckless driving, or I'm lucky. I'm not.
I can tell you've got an interlock in your car.
I don't know. What do you?
Well, you're gonna hurt somebody someday or yourself. Drag racers hurt people, so people get hurt all the time. So you can listen to it in court with your attorney.
Asking me like this. Despicable.
I feel the same way about you, sir.
Hey.
Once again,
police quizzed Jones in person in the days that followed. He allegedly verified that the woman left his house while intoxicated and phoned him after the accident. He also stated that someone else took the phone from the woman during the call and used aggressive language, making him question whether he was speaking to a real authority figure. According to court documents, the charge was filed on February 24th, and the crash happened a few days before. For unknown reasons, The lawsuit was not filed until July, approximately 4 months after the crash happened. The claim, which came only hours after Jones announced his retirement, has heightened public curiosity and anxiety about what has been going on behind the scenes with Jones in recent months.
Jones is a great fighter. Even if you stand in this room, I said, but he's the dirtiest fighter ever. If you doing anything good on him, he's gonna poke you in the eye. If you advancing on you doing anything good, you get the advantage, you're gonna kick your knee backwards. For one, I think that knee kick, he's kicking you right on your kneecap, kick in the back. I think that should be banned. Like, my knee is still messed up from that.
Wow.
Yeah, because it hyperextended. He kicked it all the way back. Like, you can end people's careers with those moves. So think about all those spinning elbows he used to do in the beginning. Where did they land? Do you remember? On the back of people's head.
Jones has not reacted directly to the charge, but he did share a thorough message on social media declaring his retirement from MMA. In that statement, he thanked fans for their support since his debut and reminisced on the highs and lows of his career. He wrote that becoming the youngest UFC champion in history and defending his title over the years are memories he will remember. He also stated that every battle he had helped him become a better person, albeit he did not directly address any personal or legal difficulties.
Good drink. Okay, cool. A drink of what? Vodka. Vodka? Yes, sir. Okay. Just do me a favor, place your hands on the side. Okay, lean forward. So what I'd like you to do is follow the tip of my fingers to your eyes and then move your head. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Okay. Follow the tip of my fingers to your eyes and then move your head. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Okay.
This is not the first time Jones has been in legal trouble. Throughout his career, he has fought with numerous challenges outside of competition. Whether it was past driving infractions, heated arguments in public places, or situations involving his personal relationships, his time in the UFC was always fraught with distractions. These patterns have frequently resulted in bans, fights being canceled, or long absences from the sport. Joe Rogan, who has watched Jones' career since its beginning, has previously stated that it is tough to separate what Jones does in the octagon from what happens in his personal life. In earlier episodes of his podcast, Rogan stated that Jones is probably the most naturally gifted fighter the UFC has ever seen. However, he has stated unequivocally that talent alone is insufficient to maintain a fighter's career or image. More recently, Rogan reiterated that view, claiming that Jones' personal behavior is no longer just disappointing. It is now a real impediment to the respect he formerly enjoyed throughout the sport.
Post-arrest, number one, and number two, he posted on social media about it. So to directly answer your question, if you're involved in an accident, do not leave, do not flee, do not threaten. Once the police are called or if the police arrive, tell them you have contacted your lawyer or you wish to speak with your lawyer and you do not want to talk to them. A, invoke your right to counsel. B,
This latest instance has only intensified such discussions. He stated that Jones' persistent problems outside of competition had begun to dominate the discourse concerning his fighting legacy. Jones remains largely viewed as one of the best UFC fighters of all time. His name is now frequently mentioned in news stories about legal difficulties and scandal. Jones' retirement comes when the UFC heavyweight class is in change. Tom Aspinall, who previously held the interim title, is now the legitimate winner. For months, Aspinall had been asking for clarity on his next fight, and it looked that the UFC was waiting to see what Jones wanted to do before making a final decision. Jones has announced his retirement, leaving the division to move forward.
I don't want to fight dangerous up-and-comers anymore. I want to fight dangerous, established champions. So Tom can have the heavyweight championship. I don't really care about it. That my value doesn't lie in belts anymore. I created something much bigger. I want prayer.
However, it remains unknown whether Jones will return. Some fans and insiders think this is a brief pause rather than a permanent retirement, especially given the timing of the announcement. Others think the current legal situation influenced the decision to move away more than the UFC has openly acknowledged. According to Dana White of the UFC, Aspinall's retirement was planned, and he is now expected to lead the heavyweight division. There has been no public remark from White regarding the new legal charge, and the UFC has not stated whether any internal action will be taken against Jones. White has previously stated that what boxers do in their personal lives is their duty, unless it directly impacts the company.
What would you do if you're in John Jones' position?
This is the very, very difficult things that I don't think a lot of people understand is George St. Pierre left where people went, oh, he still has some left. And he left and he kept himself and he kept that brand intact. Khabib Nurmagomedov left as the champion. Everything that you do is you're still the champion. Do I want to risk it one more time, potentially lose and not be saw as invincible anymore? Or do I just bow out, still be able to get those brand deals and all of those things because I am invincible? I mean, honestly, I'm not mad at
Joe Rogan appears to be irritated by the fact that a generational talent like Jones is constantly distracted by external factors. Even when Jones is not fighting, his name stays in the public eye for the wrong reasons. Rogan had stated that he hoped Jones will turn a corner after transitioning to heavyweight, especially following his victory over Cyril Gane in 2023. That victory was meant to mark the start of a new era, free of the weight cutting and history associated with his light heavyweight days. But the time since has been marked by major gaps, delays, and now a misdemeanor accusation that raises more concerns than answers.
He got arrested for a DUI after crashing in 2012. He pleaded guilty and got his license suspended. And he continued getting into trouble, which started to affect his UFC career. On top of him doing things he wasn't supposed to do, like playing with his nose. And after testing...
With the bond arrangement hearing set for later this month and the UFC heavyweight division reconfiguring itself without him, John Jones finds himself in a familiar situation, surrounded by what-ifs. Whether or if he returns, the effects of the current situation are already being felt, and voices like Rogan's are pointing to the same underlying problem. The conduct, decisions, and problems continue, wreaking havoc on what was once the sport's most dominant image. A second criminal case has been made against the former heavyweight champion. This time, it's for words he supposedly made during a phone call following a car accident in February. This accusation, formally known as the use of a telephone to fear, intimidate, threaten, harass, annoy, or offend, is different from the original misdemeanor charge of leaving the scene of an accident. Both allegations stem from the same incident and will be heard in separate court hearings in August.
He implies that his brothers, who killed people for him, will slit the throats of the police officers. He said, they slit throats. They're the most evil people that you have ever met. The police then said, that's John Jones. He was the one driving the vehicle, the woman tells him. And then whoever it was on the phone goes on to say, guess what? You won't be the first guy this year.
The newly found case, which was made public in early July, adds another degree of complexity to Jones' already shaky career. According to court filings and reports from the Albuquerque Journal and MMA Mania, the incident happened in Bernalillo County, New Mexico. Those words are now part of a separate case file, claiming that Jones used the phone in a way that alarmed and concerned law enforcement. The call's service aide reportedly requested backup after the conversation became hostile. According to reports, the individual identified as Jones made more statements that persisted after the aide tried to de-escalate the situation. A follow-up interview with Jones confirmed that he spoke with someone on the scene, but he contested the interpretation of his remarks, claiming that the language used by the other party made him doubt the call's legitimacy.
Car's total decent.
Checking with operator.
That's wild. Just imagine you're out at 2:40 in the morning and you get hit by John Jones. That's crazy.
Are you gonna be
That's crazy.
As a result, Jones will now appear in court on 2 separate days. His bond arraignment for the new charge is scheduled for August 4th, while a bench trial for the original leaving the scene case is set for August 14th. Both cases are being heard in the Bernalillo County Metropolitan Court. Jones has not released a public remark regarding the new charge, and his legal team has reportedly submitted a motion to dismiss the telephone-related case, but no decision has been made as of yet. These new legal issues came just as Jones was showing interest in returning to competition.
I mean, I just feel like anybody would understand at this point. Like, you know, I'll retire the heavyweight belt if I have to. It's like, dude, give the guy what he wants at the end of the day, you know? And I'm not talking to Dana directly. I feel like I'm at a place now where You know, like I want to take what I find to be super fights. I don't want to fight dangerous up-and-comers anymore. I want to fight dangerous, established champions. So,
despite announcing his retirement in late June, Jones has now re-entered the UFC's anti-doping pool, which is the official process for any fighter trying to regain eligibility. Fighters must first spend some time in the testing pool before being booked for a fight. This move raised questions, given how recently he announced his retirement from the sport. Fans and fighters alike have interpreted it as a sign that Jones is mulling a comeback or, at the very least, keeping the chance alive. There have also been reports of private talks between Jones and UFC leadership. Dana White has openly claimed that Jones has retired and that Tom Aspinall is the current undisputed heavyweight champion. However, White has intimated that negotiations have not been completely ended and that a unification bout is still possible if Jones chooses to return. The firm is even considering organizing a large event in Washington, D.C. at the White House in 2026 to honor America's 250th anniversary. Jones has been vaguely linked to that argument.
What do you think about DC saying he would have already fought Tom? I don't think much about it, but I really do want to fight Tom Aspinall. I just want to meet him here at Dirty Boxing. So he has to come to a Dirty Boxing event for him to get the fight? We'll fight here at Dirty Boxing. You'll fight at Dirty Boxing. I like that. All right, John.
Jones, in one of his rare public replies since the retirement announcement, uploaded a fan-made battle poster showing himself facing Aspinall, further complicating the timing. While his social media influence has been limited, it does not fully represent the tone of someone who is permanently leaving the sport. Instead, fans are unsure whether his retirement is final or only temporary while legal proceedings are resolved. Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall has expressed doubt that Jones ever had any real intentions of unifying the heavyweight championships.
I saw Jones. We don't know if he was serious. Is he not retired anymore? Is he back in the...
You jump back in the pool, so...
How sick is that for you that now you kind of got this White House event for them and it's like... I feel like this is what brings...
No matter who popped up or who didn't or whatever, we would have put on an incredible card.
What would be the dream main event?
The dream main event right now would be Aspinall versus Jones.
Is it possible that McGregor and Jones would fight on the same card?
Could be.
In interviews over the previous month, he stated that he now considers himself the legitimate winner and that the division should move forward without Jones. He has denied the idea of pursuing the unification bout, stating that it is up to the UFC to provide him with a clear path. He's also spoken out about the lengthy delay, saying that fans deserve a champion who actually competes. That line of thought is now being shared by several heavyweight hopefuls who want title bouts and are unwilling to wait on Jones' time frame. All of this has prompted UFC President Dana White to set a strict deadline. According to sources close to the organization, Jones now has a limited time to say whether he wants to fight again. If he does not commit quickly, the business will continue with Aspinall as the top contender and plan the balance of the year's heavyweight matches without Jones. This comes as a growing number of fans have signed petitions urging the UFC to legally strip Jones of his title or to confirm his retirement in writing. One such fan-driven attempt has amassed nearly 200,000 signatures, prompting action. Jones' position is complicated further by the way the UFC handles its champions' contracts. A fighter can be proclaimed officially retired while staying under contract, which means any return must go through the company. With Jones re-entering the testing pool and not yet officially released from his contract, the firm retains the option to bring him back, but only on terms that they agree.
The only one I couldn't beat. So at the end of the day, he still won the fight. My frustration is, why did it happen every time?
We all agree when it comes to just skills and technique of fighting.
He good, man.
What he was able to do. John doesn't knock guys out, boom, boxing with his hands. But I'm talking about putting together a complete fight.
So many different weapons. And how can you not respect that? Look, be like Chael. Say it. I did steroids. So what? Steroids don't help you fight. They help you train. Inside that octagon, though, that's not the steroids. That's John Jones' fighting ability.
Whether Jones plans to fight again this year or next year is uncertain. It is now obvious that his current legal troubles have not been resolved and may continue to influence how, when, and if he returns at all. With 2 court appearances in August, a fast-evolving title situation, and rising pressure from all sides, Jones is once again faced with choices that reach far beyond the cage. His recent activities suggest that the door for his comeback is still open, but the date and events surrounding that homecoming are more complicated than ever. The next step, whether legal or professional, will either reset everything or end the chapter forever. What do you think about his present situation? Please share your views below and subscribe for future updates.